I'm rather of the opinion that it's a little tactless of women to be too good as carvers. After all, it is the job of the man of the house, and I think he likes to think that he's el supremo in this field anyway. At the same time, it is rather necessary to be able to carve, even if it's only done in secret in the kitchen and the results are just sort of carried in. So we've got an expert here this afternoon who's going to show us how to carve our Christmas cookery, and it's David Saunders. David, I suppose an important part of your job is having the right tools.
Yes, I've got three here actually. This knife here is a 10-inch knife, and we use it mainly for carving duck and chicken. As you can see, it's quite a stiff knife, and it's got a good heel on where you can press through and cut through the bone when you're carving. This is a ham knife here, which is very, very thin, and it's very, very flexible. And as you're carving the ham, you can follow the contours and you get those lovely, delicious thin slices. This one here is slightly different to the ham knife. It's got a heel and a point, and we use this one for carving a turkey. You can see it's flexible, but not the right way down like the ham knife.
Does the heel do anything special?
Well, it just keeps this more rigid at the base, you see. And as you're carving, you can use the point to follow the contour of the bone and get thin slices again, you see. Yeah. Here we have a fork. This is one that's used by cooks and chefs. I wouldn't advise you to use one, though. I'd use one with a guard on it to mind your fingers. This fork here is a little one which we use when we're serving on buffets or just to hold a chicken leg when we're serving it.
What do you think about men carving? Don't you think it's really a man's job to carve?
I don't know. I think a woman should know how to carve. After all, I mean, a man's not always around the house to do the carving.
Do you carve at your house?
I try to get out of it if possible.
Well, right. See what you can do with that one.
All right, thank you, Joy. This is a duck. It weighs approximately 3.5 pounds. It's been seasoned inside, not in the crop. Now, if you want to carve it, to get 4 nice portions, first of all, take the string, which is trussing it, pull it out, which makes it easier for you to carve. Now, take the leg off. Now, if you follow the contour of the leg, where it joins the breast, with the point of your knife, so you don't tear the breast. Now, you can use your fork, if you like, to pare it away. And there is one of your legs. Now, take your wing, and halfway between the breastbone and the wing, cut right down onto the bone, parallel to the breastbone. And bring the point of your knife right down and through the wing. And you'll find that the wing will come away quite clear. You see? There you have your wing. If this is in the way, you can cut it off. And there we have a wing and a leg. Now, we do exactly the same with the other side, between the breast and the leg. Pare it away, here, point of your knife. And turn the wing round and carve through halfway again between it. Press with the point of the knife through that little joint, and you'll find that the wing will tear away quite easy. You see how easy it comes away? Now you can take the little winglet off, which is not usually a little bit dried up. Now, with this remaining breast, we can get 2 portions out of it. Bring your knife down between the, just underneath the breastbone, and you'll find that you will be able to pull it right the way, or right the way off. Now you can take your knife and cut right the way through, and you can bang it, and there you have your 2 pieces of breast. your legs you can cut in through the joint so you get 4 pieces of leg, 2 drumsticks and 2 thick parts of the leg. There we have 4 nice portions of duck which you can serve on your plate. If you want, there's a little bit of seasoning here. You can take the seasoning out and serve with it inside. Well, so much for the duck. I'd like to show you now how to carve one of these little spatchcocks that I've got here. In the trade, these are great favourites because we get very good portioning control out of them. What I mean by that is we don't get any arguments from the customers. Everybody gets a piece of white meat and everybody gets a piece of brown meat. This spatchcock, you attempt in the same way as you did the duck, cut the string and pull it out through the wing. And instead of cutting this into 4, we cut it into 2. You can see the breastbone here. You bring the point of your knife down alongside of it, right the way through, and down through the seasoning, which is in the crop. Now you can take a clean cloth and just prise the winglets apart. Can you see that? Prise it apart, and as you pull it apart, see, you leave very little meat on the actual carcass. By the way, mothers, that's the choicest piece there. That's called the fool's piece here. It's really succulent. Now, you can pull the other one off. You've got to use your fingers here, and you take all the bone out of it. In that way, you see, you've only got the leg bone and the wing bone, and you can cut it with a knife quite easily. You haven't got any of the rib cage or anything in your carcass. It makes for easier cutting on the plate, and also, I mean, you don't have to dispense with the use of finger bowls. Now, I'll go through it just once more. I've got this other one here. You cut through the string, you pull it out, and you come down through the breastbone, right the way through, nick the wishbone, and then you can prise it apart. If it's hot, use a cloth. See that? And you can pick the little rib bones out if they're adhering in the inside. See that? And there we are. We have a nice half a chicken. Well, now, I brought along my own Christmas ham here today, under protest from my wife. I mustn't cut this, I'm sorry, but I just want to give you an idea which end to start on a ham. If you turn a ham over, you'll find that there is a pelvic bone here. Now, if you remove that with the point of a little knife and with the aid of a steel, by pushing it into the hole, which you will find if you just take that little piece of meat away, you can pull that bone right out. Now, to start to carve, hold the knuckle end in your right hand, as if you're right-handed, and 3 or 4 inches in, there is a joint. Well, now, if you carve a V-shape here into the ham, or a V-shaped wedge, and remove that, then you'll find that you will be able to start to carve your ham, and you can carry on all the way down until you get to the bottom of the ham. When you get halfway down here, you can start on the left and the right if you don't want such big slices. Now, with regards to a turkey, if you're going to carve a turkey, you remove the legs first from the bird, if it's hot, and then stand it up and you carve it with this long, thin knife down to the wing bone. Then you can fold it back and serve it. With the leg, I don't know whether I can show you here, but on a turkey leg, if you want to carve a turkey leg, presuming this is a turkey, you can carve it into a V shape into the leg, such as that. And then you can carve it into slices. You cut the V out of the chicken leg, you see, and then you can carve it into your thin slices. When you're with regards to the spatchcock, if you're going to season it, make sure that you get a nice portion into the front here, not into the back. Now we've got your duck. Can I recap here just once more with the duck? When you're carving, you see here I've got a minimum amount of bone again. The one wing bone here and the breastbone has been removed, and there you can eat the whole of the duck, and you've got a very minimum amount of bone, no cutting or waste at all. On the breastbone here, the breast meat here is coming off very, very easily. If you like, you can remove it, but it's not essential. It looks more, I think, on a plate like that. And you've got your 4 drumsticks here, your 2 drumsticks rather, and your 2 thick parts of the top of the leg. Well, now, I think that's all I can show you this afternoon. I hope you've gathered a few hints from it, at any rate, and I hope you have some success with your carving at Christmas, anyway. Thank you.
Well, there's really no excuse for us if we can't make some attempt at carving after that expert advice.